all sorts of things, racing in sports cars, doing the Dakar, in the World Touring Car Championship as well. Patrick Dempsey sharing the driving in this car with a man in the background there with the blonde hair, Joe Foster, who's a instructor at Road Atlanta and also raced in GT2 in the Paynos Esperanti program for instance.
And then Audi, and then Lola, it's Neil Jani now at the wheel of car number 13. Anthony Davidson is 9th place and up into 10th place overall. Very interesting indeed. The second of the petrol engines cars now Christophe Tanso at the wheel of that Pescarolo car.
Yes, well, they're all settling down and getting finding their places where they should be. But let's see what Alan McNish can do in that #1 Audi. That really is the car of the moment.
Well, traditionally, Jeremy, we don't see the fastest of the qualifying times until the 10 till 12 session starts, but throughout the session.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see that. We were told last night that Alan McNish was not going to be doing the ultimate qualifying lap in this car. It was Tom Christensen's turn to qualify the car. They do generally take it in turns among that Audi team, but you never know with the lure as a Le Mans pole. It is quite a big carrot, and you certainly know that Alan McNish wants to get that coveted pole position.
Patrick Dempsey, who was, I think by his own admission, fairly quaking in his boots before going out for his first taste of Le Mans in the rain yesterday in this Ferrari, now getting ready to go out in considerably more favourable conditions. Of course, showing that car with his good friend and, I guess, driver mentor, Joe Foster from the Road Atlanta Racing School there. And Paul Dempsey, I mean, I think everybody at Le Mans has been slightly shocked by just how fanatical the paparazzi have been, climbing all over him. Normally, motor racing snappers are fairly reserved people. They say, excuse me, can we have a quick photo? And they get a bit miffed if they don't get one. The paparazzi just sort of climb over you ragged and just charge. So he's, I should think, probably very pleased to be in the cockpit, Jeremy, instead of outside of it.
He certainly is, and he had his first experience of driving in the car yesterday in the pretty difficult conditions, and he handled himself very well. He was so excited about the opportunity to get in the car, do this race initially, of course, and finally get it behind the wheel of the car. He'd had a look around most of the track on a road car and walked around it somewhat, but last night was his first chance to get out there and drive, and he just loved it. He came back grinning from ear to ear.
I don't think anything can prepare you for the excitement of this circuit. It's such a long circuit. It's so fast compared with almost any other circuit. It really is a very different experience. And all drivers who drive here for the first time, they always get out of the car with a huge grin on their face. We saw that this afternoon with the Legends drivers who hadn't been here. Big grins, a lot of people very happy.
And I think driving around in a road car probably actually is a bad idea, because it just gives you even more of a nervous anticipation. Now, this is the time when he at least gets to cosset himself away in the car and get on with it, and then try not to worry about everybody else, except those whistling up behind him, of course, in all those faster cars. While we're looking at GT2 Porsche, actually, let's talk about that smallest GT class. Mark Lieb, we saw in the 77 Felbermeyer Porsche, yet another of Sascha Massen's Porsche teammates, of course. That is the fastest car in the class, but then
one of them for this man, the American actor Patrick Dempsey, who's just put it in the gravel. Hopefully we're just about to see that again.
Mike Rockenfeller comes down pit road meanwhile, but this was where everybody's going off today, which is Indianapolis corner. We spoke about it earlier. It is the fastest approach to a corner on the track. They're doing, well, these cars probably north of 160 miles an hour, the prototype's north of 200, and Dempsey carrying too much speed through the right, couldn't make it round through the left-hander, but looks like there's no harm done.
Well, they've got the Dempsey car back safely to the pits, and Patrick, presume he'll stay in the car just while they check everything. A lot of gravel to get out of that car. We saw that last night many times, didn't we?
I don't think he'd be smiling quite as probably right now. I think it was only his first or maybe his second lap out of the pit. So that is something he didn't want to do this evening. He just wants to keep a clean copybook, rack up the miles, get more experience in this car. He's done a fair amount of racing over the last few years, and this season he's been racing in the professional series, in the Rolex GT series, in a Mazda RX-8. But certainly this Ferrari F430 is a good step up for Patrick Dempsey.
Interesting how times have changed. Steve McQueen in 70, 71 was not allowed to race at Le Mans because by his insurers they just said no when they're making the film Le Mans. But Patrick Dempsey, who's currently a top TV actor in America, he is allowed to race. So obviously he's got some arrangement there.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's get down and hear from Patrick Dempsey now, see what he's got to say for himself.
It's incredible to be here. Hard race.
Oh, it's fantastic to be here. It's so special. It's a great track. It's great to be out there. We spent a lot of time waiting to get out there, so it was nice to finally get in the car and to get some laps in the dry. And really trying to find the limit, how far I can push myself in the car. And we're finding things out every time we go out, so I have a lot to learn still.
I'm sure it's difficult, but you have a lot of pleasure, and you are here for a big cause, so...
Yeah, we're really excited to be part of Team Seattle and everything that we do. As you can see on the board over here, call up right now, teamseattle.com, and sign up and register and get behind this cause. For every lap that we complete, money gets to the children, and it's going to be a great event, I think, for them and for us as well.
Are you going to drive on the second session?
Yeah, probably. I need as much lap time as possible. I don't have enough experience here yet, so I think I've done a total of maybe 25, 22 laps, something like that, so I need a lot more time out there.
Is it not too difficult, the traffic everywhere? Audi passing really fast, Peugeot?
No, that's all right so much. It's just getting used to the car, getting used to the track, what the pace can be, and still getting familiar with the car, quite honestly, and the track.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. We will come back to see you later to know how it's going on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
So Patrick Dempsey being very straightforward, very honest. Yellow flags out.